Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome you to this amazing platform once again. Today, we are here once again to bring you another information on the restoration of Biafra. Most importantly, on the release of our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you have not subscribed to this very channel, please kindly subscribe. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. Like and share to other platforms. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone you can be able to reach. This is Biafra Exodus Hard Talk TV, a platform where we bring update that has to do with the Biafran people, update that have to do with the Biafra restoration, update that is coming from the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Israel, update that is coming on the case of our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We'll bring it to your doorstep in this very platform. And tonight, I am going to share with you a very important video that you must watch. And this has to do with the release of our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As the discussion on his release intensify, I want to share with you an opinion that has been raised by the so-called Ohaneze Ndigbo. The Ohaneze Ndigbo opinion, I want you to hear from their so-called spokesman and hear what they have to say. We do not trust them. We do not believe in them. But let us hear what they have to say. And after listening and watching, go to the comment section and tell me what you think about this so-called Ohaneze. Let's watch.
This morning, I saw that it was actually released by the Secretary General of the Association, Mazi Isiguzoro. So tell us, why exactly would he say this, but Ohaneze is saying otherwise? Why are you distancing yourself from that claim?
Well, in the first place, the Secretary General of Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide is Ambassador Emuche, MFR. The last position he held before he retired from public service, Nigerian ambassador in South Africa. That's the status of somebody who is the National Secretary of Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide. I've heard that name you are talking about. He has issued a lot of press releases, but we continue to plead with him that sometimes he pushes people into confusion. For example, at a point when about 50 lawmakers are channeling, proposing, reaching out, writing to the presidency, trying to lobby for more support for Nnamdi Kanu to be released. At a point, somebody like Ike Clark is working hard to see how Nnamdi Kanu is released. Chief Emmanuel Iwanya, about 2 weeks ago, was there talking about releasing Nnamdi Kanu. A lot of people is gaining momentum, release from Nnamdi Kanu gaining momentum. And somebody issued a press release that about 3, we have 5 state governors. Yes. Then someone is saying that 3 are against the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Is person promoting, how is person helping Nnamdi Kanu now? How is person helping the Igbo? How is person helping the Igbo aspiration for Nnamdi Kanu to be released from the incarceration?
Making it an internal crisis.
For example, I think the presidency here get to know that the release of Nnamdi Kanu is a threat to Igbo land. How does it really help the matter? So we pleaded with them all the time to stop issuing all these statements, which are at variance with Igbo interests. But somehow, it becomes some Igbos are very recalcitrant and uncontrollable. It is need for us to let you know that we are very much determined to follow up the release of Nnamdi Kanu from incarceration. Mm-hmm. It's overdue. This is because Nnamdi Kanu, some people misunderstand the issue. They don't understand it very well. Nnamdi Kanu is like a phenomenon that represents a lot of interest. Nnamdi Kanu represents the restiveness of the youth of the Southeast as a result of marginalization and the alienation from the centers of power. A lot of conspiracy against the Igbo. For example, 2023. It was generally known that it was time for Igbo to produce a president for Nigeria. But there were a lot of shenanigans and conspiracy theories against Igbo, and that deprived us of the producing presidency for Nigeria. So things that there was a time we had about 15 Sabi chiefs in this country, and no Igbo was considered fit enough to head one. So these were basis for the agitation in the Southeast. More to that, unemployment. Igbo, anytime they go for employment, most of them are not considered because of their background, because of ethnic background. This is cost restiveness, unemployment in the Southeast. What is Nnamdi Kanu talking about? Nnamdi Kanu is instead of continuing this orchestrated marginalization and indignities, it's better to allow them to go. That's what Nnamdi Kanu is talking about. And people should understand it. Nnamdi Kanu represents a phenomenon of even letting people know that even Ndigbo have capacity to turn around the events to their own advantage, like what happened during the war. About 3 years war, Igbo sustained it by ability, ingenuity, manufacturing even spare parts, making vehicles move. Igbo were able to pilot aircraft. Igbo were able to sustain that war. Igbo were able to do a lot of things, created their own telephone, developed bombs, and a lot of things they used the ingenuity to do. But that is Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra reminds every Igbo that the Igbo capacity and ingenuity to turn around the event, turn a disadvantage to advantage, and move the economy of Nigeria to assuming that it's fully integrated in the national affairs of this country. So Nnamdi Kanu represents not just Nnamdi Kanu as a person, but at least the event of this country and how it affects Igbo. So that's why all of us in Ohaneze are very much interested in this. And what we are saying that it has to be political, because continue to try him and this and that, talking about terrorism and so on. It's not funny. So we are talking about political solution to the release, whichever way. But there's need for him to be released.
So it leads me to ask, before we forge ahead, who exactly is this self-acclaimed Secretary General of the association? Who is he exactly?
Actual television has gone so global. Both in quality of programs and so. I don't want to use this platform to promote, to dignify by calling any person's name. All these interlopers, people who answer what they are not. But of course, I have still do the National Secretary of Ohaneze and the President of Ndigbo. I'm the spokesman. And of course, so every person in Nigeria knows it. But unfortunately, journalists go to promote such characters. And they know that they are intruders, they are interlopers. They know that there are people who go to somewhere they don't say. There are people who are transactional. There are people who are transactional in their dealings with people, who want to use the name of Ohaneze for their own selfish interest.
What is giving him that power?
Oh, power is that somebody, because of the internet now and all these blue envelope journalists, by the time they issue press, they issue statement, they'll carry them. What power again does he have? Can he summon meeting of Igbo? He cannot summon Igbo meeting. If you ask him who is his own president general, who is his public secretary, who is the financial secretary, who is whatever, he doesn't have any. He just says he use computer, do it and pray, release it, and go. This is what we call brown envelope to some soft, and they will carry him in the net, and before you know it, it becomes a social media
sensation.
Event. So that's what it is. I don't want to dignify anybody by calling them. So that's what it is. But I know we have issued state releases, press releases severally to let people know that the National Secretary of Ohaneze Ndigbo is Okemuche and the President General is Emmanuel. It is known to every Igbo all over. When we talk about Edwin Clark and those other leaders of when they invite him for Ohaneze, we are the people they invite. They all know the authentic, legitimate Ohaneze is known by everybody. But the illegitimate, people that go by that name, they're also known by the media world. But unfortunately, they continue to carry them.
So, what are your thoughts on the possibility of an out-of-court settlement?
Yeah, that's what Ohaneze have been talking about. Out-of-court settlement. What to make magnanimity of the presidency can even take care of it. What we call out-of-court settlement. The magnanimity of the presidency. Because we have about 3 years ago went to Ebonyi State when Governor was there. Mbazika Mechi went there and said, please, Buhari, give me Nnamdi Kanu, hand him over to me, and I'll take care of whatever. And Buhari refused. I handed everything over to Tinubu. We have been asking releasing Nnamdi Kanu to us for whatsoever. You can use his magnanimity to do so. You can use it as a lawyer can even find one thing or the other upon which he will be released. But the fact is that we are asking for political solution. We are asking for non-kinetic approach to the issues of the Southeast. It's a matter of mounting roadblocks everywhere, and every other time you want to move from Enugu to Owerri, you will stay about 3 hours, a journey of 1 hour. You stay about 4 hours before you get to 5 hours or 6 hours before we get to Porakot. All this is kinetic methods of checkmating security in a given area. That's a non-kinetic approach. Do you know that there's a kind of policy statement that the president can make today, the presidency can make today? Everything about all these things will change. They know it. There's a policy statement that if made today by the presidency, there will be jubilation galore in the whole of Southeast, and all these things will change. So instead of using roadblock, make certain statements in favor of the Igbo, they will begin to jubilate. And that's what we have been asking. I hope you understand.
Yes.
So you are asking whether they can use a kind of Nnamdi Kanu case can be settled out of court. Yes, it's a possibility. A lot of them have happened like that in the past. This is not the first time. You can cite other instances where the president used his magnanimity to release somebody. So that's it. But we also know that whatever happened, just like when you look at the case of Nelson Mandela, there has continued to be clamor, like what's happening in the National Assembly today. Maybe about 3 years ago, the kind of support Nnamdi Kanu is getting at the National Assembly wouldn't have been there. It could have been a few support, but today is 50. I'm sure that by next month or two, the number will continue to grow. You know, it will grow. Whether Nnamdi Kanu will be released or he won't be released. I hope you understand. You know, see what happened to Nelson Mandela. Even when he was in prison, they were giving him awards. And the clamor was all over the world. And eventually, he was released. So the more they are detaining Nnamdi Kanu, the more they are even making him popular. To be released, whether he be released or not, he must be released. There's no doubt about that. But what we are talking about is, earlier he is released, the better for the country. The better it reduce restiveness and insecurity in the Southeast, sit at home and the rest of them. The earlier some of these things stop, the better for the economy of the Southeast and better for the economy for Nigeria.
Let's look.
I hope you understand.
Very well. Let's look at the role of some of the other agitators or supported agitators and the impact that their activities have on the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And when I talk about these agitators, I'm talking about Simon Ekpa, who is away in Finland. What impact is the actions having on this continued incarceration?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we have issued statements against what Simon Ekpa is doing. I've been threatened severally. I've been under threat for many times that I spoke against Simon Ekpa. But the truth is that we are opposed to sit at home in whatever form. From beginning, we have been opposed to Ohaneze, have been opposed to it. Because Ohaneze comprises not just myself or Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, but eminent people who have been experienced and accomplished. Some people who can sit down and envision the consequences of certain actions. So we had the vision that sit at home will not be of any advantage. And of course, we always oppose such things.
What about the Biafra Remembrance Day, the Biafra Heroes Day?
Remembrance Day when Biafra Remembrance Day, like I said, in fact, every Igbo man is a Biafra. So no reasonable person wake up and say he's opposing Remembrance Day. So even when you are not comfortable with it, you may, but to enforce it is where the problem lies. Who is the enforcer? Non-state actor is enforcing it. I hope you understand. I would say, like myself, any other, when you mention Biafra, I'm touched. It is like that every Igbo. But to begin non-state actors to enforce certain things, that is where the problem comes in. I hope you understand. Yes. So that's it.
All right. Are there any factors you would like to elaborate on? Perhaps factors that could be stopping the IPOB leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from being released? Is there any factor that you think could be contributing to it, judging by the statement which you have now said is not authentic, is not originating from Ohaneze? Are there factors that you think are more appropriately contributing to his not being set free?
Yeah, the factors such as what, if you come to IPOB now, looking at IPOB, one would think they are divided. One would think they are divided because Ekpa claims to be IPOB in a way. So they seem to be divided. Number two, the mainstream IPOB people sometimes are opposed to Ohaneze. Because sometimes we don't support their views. Like when there was supposed to be election in Anambra during the time of Soludo. Is it Soludo? Yeah, it's Soludo. Yeah, Soludo election. Even Obiano election. Obiano election, his second tenure was threatened by IPOB at that time. Ohaneze stood against it. That was only when he was President General. And it was clash between Ohaneze and IPOB. So sometimes the IPOB people don't really think we are protecting their interests. Sometimes they label us with names, negative names. Sometimes they call you Fulani, this and that. That is the truth. Is that I've never had anything to do with the Fulani in any way, apart from what you are seeing here. So sometimes they label you, we are this or that. They label me APC. They label, but every person knows that I'm one of the founders of PDP in Enugu, and I've never had anything to do with APC. So there are a lot of negative castigations on the Igbo leaders. So you can see that one of the problems, it's not affecting what is happening in Nnamdi Kanu anymore. But we are asking that all of us should come together. There's no reason why we should begin to suspect and fight each other. Because we are looking for the same thing. Welfare of the Igbo. How to promote the Igbo interests. How Igbo will be better. We are looking at if there is restructuring. It will accommodate everybody. We are looking at how the young ones will come to us so that we talk and they understand where we are coming from. We are looking at if there is restructuring, it will give us opportunity to have control over the revenue and the expenditure profile within the jurisdiction. What are the part of the causes of this unemployment? Like we are not been able to exploit the mineral resources within the subsoil and put it to the advantage of the people of the state. We are not been able to exploit them. Look at the coal. Somebody like Peter Mba is a disruptive thinker. He has the capacity to be able to turn around things in what we call coal. And employment will commence. People will be sitting on wealth. You cannot even exploit it. You cannot use it. And because everything is controlled from the center, Abuja. So that's why we're talking about restructuring. I think that we're able to have restructuring. All this, what our boys are talking about, cessation, there will not be any need for that. Because one, we will have an opportunity to take control over our own resources. And of course, Igbos are very outreaching. We are very comfortable wherever we are. If you go to almost all the markets in West Africa, Ghana, I've visited all these places. Each time I enter, sometimes in some markets in Ghana, they will be speaking Igbo. So we are very comfortable wherever we are. So so whatever budget is, when you talk about budget of Ghana, every budget in Ghana will always end in their central market. And those in the central market of Ghana, they are the Igbo. If you go to Sierra Leone, the whole budget in Sierra Leone will always end in the market of Sierra Leone. And those in the market of Sierra Leone, they are Igbo. We are there to harvest. Go to Houston. When I was in Houston, Texas, I was surprised whether I was still in Nigeria. Everywhere we are outreaching. So we can reach anywhere, yet have our own, consolidate our own base and take a full advantage of it. And yet take control of what is happening in all the markets in the world. That is what the structure is talking about. So, but if we narrow ourselves to Igbo land, it's not our own advantage because we are very outreaching sort of people. We move about. We can turn adversity into opportunity and exploit it to our own advantage. So the wider the space Igbo have, the better for them. Hope we understand.
Very well, thank you.
Our young boys in IPOB, in whatever, should come together. Let's all reason to it. Let's understand. I have children. I have grown up. What you can talk of children, quality wise, I have them. I'm talking about their own interests. And when I talk my own children, I'm talking about children everywhere. I hope you understand. Every child is my own son. So, but sometimes they think that we are not protecting their interests. They label us for and they label us this and that. But I'm comfortable with it because personally, I'm very proud that I've not had any dealings with anybody with respect to how to mortgage interests of the Igbo for one thing or the other. I hope you understand. Yes. That's where we are.
So much. I mean, thank you for clearing the air on that and separating fact from fiction, because that's why the media is here, sometimes to correct impressions. Would you like to drop any other disclaimer before we end the show? Because a lot of mainstream media platforms did take the story, did take the statement, and it's been going around publicly. Is there any final disclaimer that you have?
A caveat, a kind of advice. When people say Ohaneze, please read and know whether it is Emuche, okay, Emuche, or Dr. Alex Obonia, or Emmanuel Iwanyang. That's my advice. When they saw Ohaneze, they flash Ohaneze without knowing whether it is that is not the legitimate and genuine Ohaneze. So I'm only advising that when you see Ohaneze, please look to know whether it is legitimate and genuine Ohaneze or the fake transactional Ohaneze. So that is the question.
Thank you
and if
so
that
much.
is done, all this thing wouldn't have been necessary. When you would, if he has it, he say, oh no, this one illegitimate. These are the spinners. These one are the transactional people who are the interlopers.
Transactional.
That's the one. So
Thank
you will
you
not
so
even
much.
have been bothered yourself inviting me to come and clear the air. But finally, I'm saying that any person who is an Igbo that has taking the breast of the mother that will come to say that 3 governors in the southeast are comfortable with releasing Nnamdi Kanu, it's not helping the Igbo. I hope you understand.
Yes.
He's not giving the impression that the Igbos are united.
Stay blessed.